Walk like an Egyptian. Walk like an Egyptian.
In today's episode of Food Basics Reinvented, we're going to be covering the most aromatic, creamy, and super delicious Egyptian coffee. First off, we need to prepare the spices that will give this coffee the most amazing flavor. So use a small fry pan and on low heat, roast a handful of cloves. Slow roasting will release the full flavor of these spices and will make the coffee very delicious. So give the spices time to roast slowly for full flavor. Place the roasted cloves in Arabica and then roast some cardamom pods the same way. At this stage, we're not gonna measure anything because we will grind the spices first and then use measuring spoons to create an aromatic coffee and spice mix. Now that we've roasted the spices, use a coffee grinder to grind both the coffee and spices separately. I always use one grinder for the coffee and another one for the spices so flavors don't get mixed. Start by grinding the cloves and place in a ramekin. Clean the grinder with a kitchen towel or a tissue, then grind the cardamom. Place in a ramekin and clean the grinder with a kitchen towel, then grind some rice and dispose. This process will make your grinder super clean, odorless, and ready for the next job. Now grind 250 grams of medium or dark roast Arabica coffee beans. Keep grinding until the coffee becomes super finely ground. In other words, the coffee should be as fine as flour. And that's why you need to use this type of coffee grinder. If you use a standard household countertop burr grinder, even on the lowest setting, it will not be as fine as it should be for this type of coffee. Now add half teaspoon of cardamom, half teaspoon of nutmeg, half teaspoon of cinnamon, and quarter teaspoon of clove. Combine and you will have a mix that can make you about 40 delicious cups of Egyptian coffee. To brew the most delicious Egyptian coffee, use this traditional coffee pot which is called kanaka in Egypt. Add 6 grams or 1 heaped tablespoon of ground coffee and mix with 65 milliliters of cold water. Give everything a good mix and cook on a very low heat. Just like all the people in the Mediterranean region, the Egyptians like their coffee with froth on top, which is similar to the crema on the Italian espresso or the froth on the Turkish coffee. If you want to have the full Egyptian coffee experience, use a small spoon and remix the coffee again, halfway in the middle, which is about 2 minutes from the time you started brewing. Personally, I don't like a thick layer of froth on my coffee, so I'm not gonna mix this cup of coffee halfway in the middle. If you like your coffee sweet, you can add some sugar. The Egyptian coffee has 3 levels of sweetness. Add half teaspoon of sugar to the pot before brewing and mix for less sweet coffee. 1 teaspoon of sugar for medium sweetness or 1.5 teaspoon of sugar for full sweetness. I never drink my coffee with sugar, so I'm gonna skip that part too. Keep brewing on very low heat and carefully watch the coffee until it starts frothing. Once the froth reaches the top of the pot, pour in a ceramic cup. To enjoy this delicious coffee, the Egyptians serve their coffee with ice-cold water to cleanse their palates between every sip and Egyptian baklava. But that's not everything. If you visit Egypt one day, you would have known that this sunny country is a center of culture in the Middle East, North Africa, and the Mediterranean regions. That's why the Egyptians like to drink their coffee while enjoying their beautiful Mediterranean weather outdoors and read their favorite book. So if you want to have the true Egyptian coffee experience, invite your friends, combine with delicious baklava, and don't forget to bring your favorite book and enjoy in a sunny day wherever you are. Egypt isn't just home for some of the most amazing wonders in the world. It also houses an interesting food and beverage cultures that have been developed over thousands of years. What makes the Egyptian coffee unique is that it mixes cultures from the Mediterranean area with North African, Arab culture, and Middle Eastern cultures all together. So if you think that the Egyptian coffee is similar to any of those, it's actually a combination of all of them in one cup of coffee. I hope you liked this episode. Please try this recipe and tell me your opinion in the comments below or on Food Basics Reinvented Facebook and Instagram pages. Please subscribe so you don't miss any of my new videos. Thank you so much for watching. Bon appétit!